You checked your banking app Tuesday morning, and the balance looked perfectly fine. You check it again today, and somehow, hundreds of dollars have completely vanished. You didn't buy a jet ski. You didn't book a first-class flight to Bali. You just paid your bills, grabbed groceries, maybe got lunch a couple of times. Nothing unusual, nothing memorable, and yet, the money is gone. You scroll through your recent transactions, and it's just a sea of meaningless numbers. $47 here, 23 there, 12, 14, 31. Individually, these purchases mean absolutely nothing. But together, they've drained your account before the month is even halfway over. This right here is the exact spending pattern that destroys more financial progress and delays more early retirements than any single bad decision ever could. It's not the massive, obvious purchases that keep you trapped in the rat race. Those are easy to spot and easy to evaluate. It's the small, forgettable spending that compounds invisibly until you're staring at your phone, wondering why you can never seem to get ahead, let alone hit that first $20,000 savings milestone. And here is the most frustrating part. You are not being reckless. You aren't living wildly beyond your means in some dramatic movie villain way. You are just bleeding cash through 1,000 tiny paper cuts that you barely even notice making. And let me stop you right there before you start blaming yourself. The solution to this is not willpower. If sheer willpower and stressful, rigid budgeting actually worked, you would have fixed this problem years ago. What actually works, what actually lets you build wealth while staying completely chill and stress-free, is building habits. Small, automatic behaviors that reduce your spending without requiring constant, exhausting decision-making. We are talking about systems that create friction where spending is too easy and remove friction where saving is too hard. Because let's face it, the modern world is actively engineered to separate you from your cash. Every app, every email, every store layout is a psychological weapon aimed straight at your wallet. If you want to keep your money, you have to change your default patterns so the bleeding stops automatically. In this video, we are breaking down 15 small, totally painless habits that actually prevent overspending. Not by making you miserable or forcing you to eat rice and beans, but by changing the invisible systems that govern exactly where your money goes. The first habit is building a mandatory cooling off period before you buy anything non-essential. Retailers know that the urge to buy peaks the second you see an item, and then it rapidly fades. Their entire business model is built on closing the gap between wanting and buying. So, we force a gap. If the item is under $50, you wait 24 hours. If it's up to $200, give it 3 days. Over $200, you wait a full week. Put it on a list instead of in your cart. You will be shocked by how many things you completely forget you even wanted by the time the wait is over. Have you ever found a package on your porch and genuinely couldn't remember what you ordered? That's not a memory problem. That's an impulse problem. The second habit is a digital purge. Unsubscribe from every single marketing email right now. These emails are not doing you a favor by showing you sales. They are highly engineered psychological traps designed to manufacture a desire for a product you didn't know existed 10 seconds ago. Flash sales, limited time offers, new arrivals. It's all weaponized urgency. Spend 30 minutes unsubscribing, and suddenly, the constant hum of manufactured desire goes quiet. You can't impulsively buy the shoes if you don't even know they're on sale. Seriously, retail therapy isn't real therapy. It's just a temporary dopamine hit that leaves you with less money and generates its own negative emotions. Habit number 3 takes this exact logic to your phone. You need to delete all your shopping apps. Amazon, clothing stores, whatever your weakness is. Delete them all. These apps are purposely designed to eliminate all friction. One-click buying, saved credit cards, algorithm-driven recommendations. They want you to spend money with a single tap of your thumb before your logical brain can step in and hit the brakes. If you really need to buy something, force yourself to use the web browser on your phone. Making yourself type in your password and manually enter your credit card number gives you just enough time to realize you don't actually need it. Quick reality check. Making a purchase 10 seconds faster doesn't make your life better. It just makes you broker 10 times faster. The fourth habit might sound a little old school, but the psychology behind it is bulletproof. Use physical cash for your discretionary spending. Things like eating out, entertainment, and weekend shopping. Studies consistently show that paying with digital plastic or your phone separates the purchase from the feeling of loss. But physically handing over cash? That activates the pain centers in your brain. You literally feel the money leaving your hands. If you give yourself a fixed cash budget for the week in an envelope, you will naturally stop spending when the envelope gets light. Habit number 5 is simple but incredibly powerful. Check your bank account balance every single morning. Not to stress out, not to feel anxious, but to create ambient awareness. Open the app before you check your emails or scroll social media. Just look at the number. Is it higher or lower than yesterday? That takes exactly 10 seconds, but it anchors you in reality. When you know exactly where you stand financially, your spending decisions throughout the day become a conscious choice rather than a blind guess. Habit number 6 is practicing the one in, one out rule for physical purchases. If you buy a new shirt, an old shirt gets donated. Buy a new kitchen gadget, an existing one leaves the house. This creates a massive mental hurdle. Knowing you have to part with something you already own makes getting new things feel a lot more expensive. Let's be real. When you open your closet, realize you own 37 t-shirts and have to choose one to throw out before buying a 38th. That new shirt suddenly seems completely unnecessary. Habit number 7 is calculating the cost per use before you swipe your card. This completely flips how you look at value. Take the purchase price and divide it by how many times you will actually use it. A $200 jacket that you only wear twice costs $100 per use, but a $400 jacket that you wear 100 times? That is just $4 a use. This math proves that cheap items are often expensive, and quality items are actually cheap. Habit 8. Never walk into a store without a highly specific list and only buy what is on it. Retail stores are masterclasses in psychology. The layout, the lighting, the signs, every single element is heavily optimized to generate unplanned purchases. Going in without a list means you are stepping into an environment designed to extract more money than you intended to spend. Quick question. How many times have you walked into Target just for laundry detergent and walked out with candles, throw pillows, and random junk from the dollar section? Exactly. Habit 9 is a big one. Never shop when you are emotional. Stress, sadness, anxiety, and boredom are huge triggers for spending. But so is celebrating and feeling great. Strong emotions of any kind completely fry your financial decision-making skills. If you are feeling overwhelmed or overly hyped, step away from the checkout screen. Spending money is a terrible way to manage your feelings. Habit 10 is the easiest way to protect your baseline. Set up separate bank accounts for different purposes. When all your money sits in one massive pile, every dollar feels like it's available for anything. You mentally blur the lines. You need one account for fixed bills, one for savings, and one for guilt-free spending. When you physically separate the money, you literally cannot spend your rent on a weekend trip by accident. Habit 11 is doing a ruthless monthly subscription audit. Subscriptions are specifically designed to be forgotten. The average person is dropping over $200 a month on autopay for things they barely use. Once a month, comb through your bank statement. If you wouldn't actively sign up for that streaming service again today at its current price, cancel it immediately. Did you know that most people underestimate their monthly subscription costs by up to $100? Stop letting corporations quietly drain your account. Habit 12 is making it a hard rule to sleep on any purchase over $100. Brain chemistry literally shifts during sleep in ways that affect how we weigh consequences. That intense burning desire you feel for a product at 9 p.m. almost always evaporates by 9 a.m. Just add it to the list, close the laptop, and go to bed. Habit 13 is manually tracking every single penny you spend for just 1 month. You don't have to do it forever, but doing it for 30 days forces massive awareness. When you manually write down every coffee, every snack, and every impulse buy, you will uncover patterns that will completely shock you. Once you see your emotional triggers on paper, you can't unsee them. Habit 14 is actively adding positive friction to your worst spending habits. Identify exactly where your money leaks out the fastest. Is it food delivery apps? Delete your saved credit card info. Make yourself get up, find your wallet, and type in the digits every single time. Most impulse buys will not survive 4 or 5 friction points. And finally, habit 15. Make your financial progress hyper-visible. Spending money is fun because you get immediate gratification. Saving money feels like deprivation because you get nothing in the moment. You fix this by visually tracking your goals. Put a progress bar on your fridge for your investment portfolio or debt payoff. Every time you resist buying random junk, mentally transfer that money to your goal and fill in the chart. It turns invisible restraint into a visible, sustained win. You do not need more discipline. You just need better systems. Pick just 3 of these habits to start this week and watch your bank account actually start growing. What's the absolute dumbest impulse buy you've made this year? Roast yourself in the comments down below.